Suddenly the music stopped. You better not fly over here and do a jump scare. You better not. Oh! What is going on, everyone? This is BirdieBree, and today we're playing Tiny Bunny. Yes! This is a horror game. I don't know what to expect, but let's find out. So without wasting time, let's get this started. Alright, here we go. Ooh. The wind clawed at my window all night long. Oh, what are these buttons? Okay, you got menu, you got... I don't know what this is. This is glossary. Auto? What's that? Okay. Okay. It wandered the fields. It howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices. Shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a builder that has seen a lot of its days. It was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Oh, that looks like a wolf's face. I just saw it. Episode 1, The Owl Will Arrive. Okay. Sounds like someone's eating. Okay.
Убери книгу немедленно.
Hey, put away your book.
Сколько раз говорила, не читай за столом, вредно. Сидишь, сутулился весь.
Jesus, how many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Hide? Wait, why does it want me to hide? What's this? Wait. Oh my god. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck in a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Olya? Okay, Olya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. Yeah, she was munching hard. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials.
Пока не съешь, из-за стола не встанешь.
You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. So apparently this freaking rabbit, the rabbit that was at the beginning, is looking for me. The freaking peeping Tom or something. It looks like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is, or how cold the black forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with the cold glare from her green eyes. Where the father at? He's dead or something?
Что я говорила?
What did I say?
Я достану.
I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battering the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. So her food's nasty as fuck. What is this? Carved on the other side of the table. Karina? Ha! That's my mom's name! I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. Sure, she was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She could scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Should I remind her about it? No. She's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagine her being my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Damn, she scared me. I imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her inner soft, smooth voice.
Тайга — особое место, дитятка.
Taiga is a special place, little girl.
Она к тебе присматривается, принюхивается,
It's watching you closely, sniffing you out,
словно хочет понять, что ты за зверь такой.
trying to discern what kind of beast you are.
Понравишься, в беде не бросит.
Why is she in the dark saying this? Is she trying to scare someone? If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble.
А будешь проказничать, схватит за бочок
Jesus.
и утащит с собой под землю.
But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground.
Тут и дело с концом.
And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. Damn! She had already bought a casket. She called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. It's getting scary, this music. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Olya was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of the frost formed a picture on the glass. Is
Оля,
that
гляди, лиса!
dog? Oh, your look, it's a fox.
Где? Where?
It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit and look under a certain angle,
Да не на улице, на стекле.
not outside, on the window.
Смотри, вот нос, вот.
Look, there's a nose, and
Ну-ка,
here's...
доедай.
Hey, eat up!
Да, да, сейчас.
Yes, just a moment.
Я ничего не вижу.
I don't see anything.
Живо. Совсем немного осталось.
Hurry up, there's not much left.
А, вот. Но
My
все
God.
равно не похоже.
Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like one.
А я говорю, похоже.
I'm telling you it does.
Не-а.
Nuh-uh.
Похоже.
It does.
Прекратите. Ну что за
Jesus
дети?
Christ, this audio. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. It disappeared. Yeah, it's gone. Went away. Only the frosty pattern similar to stretched out nettle leaves kept creeping up the glass. Oh my God, there goes the father. Oh my God, he looks scary as hell. He like he gonna beat someone's ass. Why he look like that? My dad entered the kitchen with long measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Oya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all this?" Through the wall. It's all for your sake, Dad will reply. For the sake of our family. I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded and the deadliest word that started with a D. Divo? D-I-V-O? I don't even want to finish it. It was scary to... Oh, divorce. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families.
Да что твоя лиса? Вот у меня на окне сова.
Alright. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window.
Опять ты со своей совой.
Dad. You and your owl talk again.
Так ты же вчера мне верил.
Oh my god. You said you believed me just yesterday. I wonder if they have... Let me check something real quick if they have an English audio. Let me see this. Oh, I can skip everything? What? Wait, what? Oh, what? Let's see what this does. Okay. You said you believed me just yesterday.
Никто ключи от машины не видел?
Has anybody seen my car keys?
Вроде оставлял на подоконнике.
Looks like that didn't do anything. Hold on. Alright. Maybe you did, and maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already. But the owl! There was no owl! There was one! It had a giant glowing eyes! Dang, she just... Oya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers the size of an apple each. Last year, you had Bye-Bye in your closet. Now this owl? What the hell is a Bye-Bye? What the f... This thing just pops up like this. Bye-Bye in Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. What? The hell is wrong with this? Okay. Okay. But I saw it! Oya shifted her gaze back and forth to Dad, to Mom, to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice? Don't bully our girl! She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Oya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. That look at her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just left. He's like, I don't give a damn about all this shit. Fuck these kids. A minute had passed and the theme song from Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on an incredibly worn-out cassette tape which Dad already had to glue together once. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? Mom moved to the living room, and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Jeez, man, this whole family's fucked up. First of all, okay, I was gonna say how to fix it, but then this shit pops up in the audio. It's just so scary. Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss and turn or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take our mind off all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. I used to do that too. When I used to be scared of something, I would keep my TV and light on all night because I would see like shit on the walls and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, no. A conversation for another time. Oh shit! Oh my god. This thing just came out of nowhere. Wow. And then Oya said she saw the giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Oya refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. After the night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? Uh-oh. That night could get a wink of sleep and end up thinking of what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. You know what you could have did? Just leave the goddamn door open. Why you close it and someone could just come through the window and shit? Like, leave it open or cracked so I could just see through the creek like, who that? Right? You got the door closed. What do you expect? Anyways, there were a couple of days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisted hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces and a pair of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat black silhouettes. Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Oh shit, I just skipped some. How do I go back? What the fuck? Okay, I don't give a shit about this. I am fucking this up. The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me in the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me. Worse than the previous one. This music, man, it's getting scary. Is this something gonna burst out? I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of a monster. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Oya begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You got the wrong number." Or, "Anton is not around. Anton is not around." I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all? But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? This dude is overthinking. Well, what do I expect as a child? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little. And now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with the TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though, I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easy going during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet, cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in a place of my drawings. The floor was creaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think of the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed with the sound of the wind of the creaking old house and my thoughts too. Better not be some Pied Piper shit. Like, what? Did that door just creak open? I am seeing shit. Okay. I mean, that flute's kind of fire though. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone's playing it there amidst the cold, snowy night, right? Oh my god! What the fuck? Someone was dancing in the field. You got some fucking wolves, a polar bear, a bird? Black silhouettes I could barely make out with the dark forest as their backup. It's kind of loud. Let me turn this down a little. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around, and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then coming back. Something bizarre was going on. It's a ritual! Shadows dancing in the stairless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music stopped. You better not fly over here and do a jump scare. You better not. The dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. Once the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Oh my god! It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like a bird inside a cage. I will say the visuals look really good on this. It looks so good. Whoever did this artistic style is amazing. I know it must have been hard to do, but this looks really good. Oh my god! I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. They saw me! A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guests move and scrape around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right. Is this showing up? Oh my. The circle around the house. Now my guests should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held at my grandma's casket. I imagine those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. This is disgusting. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. Oh my god. On the island of Buyan, underneath the blemished sun and the sea of colored blue, stands a cabin made of wood. They lay lard and ashen hair for the spawn from Devil's Lair to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton. Evil, leave this house must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Come on! Bizarre sounds have disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night dosed me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Is this my sister? Is she scared she's gonna run into my room or my bed? Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. I remember him staring at the forest intentionally as he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes! Dust to dust! I hung my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy a week before the night of darkness. And then... It's gonna be my parents! Oh my god, my freaking camera's glitching! The doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted more, and then It's my mother! My fucking mother! My jaw cramped with fear. My wet fingers clutched the blanket. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin drains. Now, you'll see. Oh my god! The door was wide open. The darkness written inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. Two Shaw? It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeakingly with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out of the gaping black hole. Tony? My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me, Tosha, you asleep? Yeah, I knew it! It was my sister! My sister's pale face protruded with the thick shadows. She gonna get snatched in the dark. I almost screamed from relief. Oya, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Oya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's hysteric, staring at me. Shoo away, Tosha, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to call Oya down. I keep mispronouncing her name. I'm sorry. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's gonna harm you. Oya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, and it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tosha, you coming? Yes, just a moment. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo! I was not expecting. And then this? What? Okay. Let me collect my thoughts for a minute. I need to drink some goddamn water. What the hell was that? Alright, I just had some water and some crackers. I needed to calm down. Anyways, that's why I didn't want to laugh at Oya in her hour in the morning. Who is that? Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. It's probably gonna be some old fucker that goes, "Don't go outside at night. There is a man and a wolf, and they will come and eat you alive. I'm warning you." Or maybe not. Maybe no one is here. So persistent. It felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet. Under the table. Behind the curtains where Oya always hides. Tosha, come here! It felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet but still dragged them towards the hallway. Oh my god! I'm couple of policemen towered me in the doorway. Is this because did he skip school? That's why they came after? What the hell is this? They smell like frosted worry. My mom always winced and grumbled at the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded. What? A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name was Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. No, I haven't. Oh, you're serious? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Or maybe you'll see him in the woods. That's right. Your windows look straight at the forest, don't they? Don't tell me you lied to me. You better know who this kid is. The window. Oh my God. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the height of guilt which this giant shadow casted over me. Bitch, I don't know who this kid is. Alright? I don't know this kid. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Get used to it. Bit by bit. Just our little daughter missing the city a lot. Missing the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything's all right. Thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his brown eyes. My head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? Like, bitch, get off my doorstep. I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He's with this boy around your age with the same type of goggles. Ha ha. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visits this summer. Well, that'll help other people just like me, you see. I felt uncomfortable as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home, stay away from trouble. But times had changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Oh, well then. What grade are you at? 6. Have you made any friends there so far? I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me today. Not yet. I'm going to school for the first time after the break. Oh, then. I'll leave you with my number just in case. Call me if you happen to do it. So what are they trying to do? Well, okay, they're looking for the child, but he act like he's trying to recruit me or something. Like, he's staring right in my eyes. Like, does he have something to do? Like, does he know something? Because you pierce it right into my eyes. Like, you want something from me. Like, what are you looking at? Ugh. These cops are weirdos. The policemen were gone, along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face stood still before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him, being alone there. For some reason, I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did this poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they just accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Mom, this is Volva. Did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it. Poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police UAZ drove off towards the village. I wonder if this boy's gonna be psychotic and driven to look for this little boy, and then gets kidnapped himself by these freaking wolf monsters. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off the cold paint from the windowsill. I remember all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. What's this? Okay, UAZ Soviet Russian off passenger car brand, which was produced in the Yukinovosik. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Black Kitty, a series of contemporary Russian original or translated teen mystery books. Okay, interesting. Okay. It seemed like this was set like in the 80s or 90s because they were saying cassettes and book novels. This probably gotta be like 80s, 90s. I say 90s for the most part. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, BAM! Solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints that led to the forest. Then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation? What did I just say? What did I just say? Oh my god. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy. Oh my god. And I'll get a reward. Oya will be so happy. Boy, you don't want to do this. You really don't. Then my mom's going like, where the fuck were you? Get your fucking ass in the house, motherfucker. And not only Oya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their squirrels for a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasize about buying Oya a Tamagotchi. Oh my god, I think my camera is... I might have to like block out my cam in a bit. Where was I? I fantasize about buying Oya a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. Yeah, this has to be set in the 90s. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. When was the last time my parents bought us any toys? Why are they in this fucked up house in the first place? Why did they move here? Was it for work or they wanted to get away? Why be in this rusty, nasty ass house with spiritual beings around haunting them and a kid missing? That doesn't sound right. Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. Oh, well, that's probably why. There's that annoying song about it. What's this? Accountant, a song by an all-female Soviet pop band by the name of Combination that became widely popular in the early 90s. Interesting. The only Russian band I know of is Tattoo, and they were great. I had little to no idea what the accountant's job like. They count money, I think? Maybe it's just to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets, and Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Oya. Yeah, so it must be set around the time during... Are these Russians? Oh my god, I'm so fucked up. What's going on? Yeah, I think this is Russia. Yeah, this could have been around the time like after the Soviet Union when things were just kind of collapsing and repairing itself. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Alright. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. You want the police to go around looking for your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals or something even worse? Even worse echoed through the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said? Or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Oya. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's open this. There's a hatchet in here. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? Oh, I know what a mice smell like. She hates when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself from the freshly sharpened axe. And Oya can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Baba is living there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on a dim lamp so she would see there's nothing but cobwebs and Dad's tools and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. And I like to hide in the closet and listen to Oya count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. Okay. Let's try, what's this? Oh. Mom's peg top, a family relic. My mom played with it when she was little. Then she gifted it to me. Oya's next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something, a fairy tale, maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too cold, or too old for the old squeaky peg top. Okay, what else we got here? This cross, y'all religious? This cross has seen so many people come and go in this house. It was black as if it absorbed all human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe in this place as a lucky charm. But she cut herself with the cross sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross to be left alone with its rightful place. Must be a sign, must be a sign. That's why they can't come in this house. What's this, the phone? My parents prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time, I really want to hear my own friends. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone, listen to the low hum of the Zoomer, and the distant crackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice leaden cords. Okay, let's try the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, go like, what the hell are you doing here? Okay. What is this? Oh, someone's on medication. What does that say? Something, Farmer Ball? Someone's getting high or something. Okay, we got some butter. Look like an orange or lemon. I'm gonna assume this is some type of spread. I don't know, or yogurt. That's gotta, maybe that could be milk. I don't know. In a can. I don't know, or juice. And then this looks like pickles, I guess. I don't know what that is. This is all meat, right? Grandma kept, that's ice cream? Okay. Grandma kept ice cream for me and Oya there. But now I can only see meat bits from soup and clumped together pelmeni? Oh God, look at here. A Russian variety of dumplings made by boiling thin, unleavened dough filled with mincemeat. Once may even call it Russian fast food. I love how I'm kind of learning along the way as well, like what these terminologies mean. So, since this is a Russian-based game, it's based on a Russian folklore, and they give you definitions of things. It's like it's kind of educating you on what's going on. I like that. Okay, I grew to hate them already. Okay, so I guess we're done in here. Can we talk to our mother, or she's gonna say, leave me alone? What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck she said. What was that? Oh, that was the radio? Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The pictures is dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Ah, you're killing me here, so I have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now. Told you the Ken scope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings? Please go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hair clean in her apron and went to Oya's room. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to steal something? There's no time for this. Okay. Wait, I gotta steal something? See you, Lieutenant Takhanov. Okay. I don't... Okay. What else? This. No time for that. No time for this. Okay, what am I supposed to do? You... Is there anything else? I done looked at everything. There's nothing to look at. Turn back. Okay, okay, I looked at everything. Can I... That's it? I opened the front gate and went into the field. Uh-oh, something gonna happen. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance towards the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remember my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the night of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears. This music again! Distorted shadows crawling in the snow alongside me. A barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. So silent I felt like the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Oya. The time reached its limit. A one-way trip that ended at its forest's penny stockade. I'm trying to read it. It's so freaking hot and I'm hungry. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing. Both me and Oya turned to stone listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around laughing or spent time together, almost like all of it was in a previous life. When they kissed with Oya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day, it all changed. Something important had left our home, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visit us in our previous home? Someone visit you in your own home? The previous home? Oh my god. Y'all got a demonic spirit. I think the grandma probably cursed everyone or something. Ain't no way. The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything. And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the incoming menace. Oh my god, please don't. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me and this white field and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice. Oh my god, dry prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some objects was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow. And when I almost got to the edge of the snow, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dock. Should I take it to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. What does that mean? Let me see. Streets of Broken Lights a Russian mystery TV series telling the story of the daily life of Russian police officers. It's the longest running series in the history of Russian TV at the moment. Jeez, okay. He was also always anxious with a tired look on his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help me find the lost boy? Vova! I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. Vova! It's like Sean from a freaking... Oh my god, I forgot that game that I played. I think I posted it on my YouTube. He's like, Sean! Sean! It reminds me of that. As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova! Resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there behind the trees, hiding. Vova! Keep screaming. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was upsetting about that figure. Its stiltness, how it was bent unnaturally towards the ground. Its blackness. There was no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh my god! A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned from a painfully long time. You better not. You better not! Don't do it, don't do it. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thickest, and I'd spring. But nothing of sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. Take it. Let's see what happens. Let's do it. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. This music, what is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Vova! Oh my god, it's gonna get closer to me. A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. To stop playing games with me! I stepped towards the bristly trees and tried to claim my find. It didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked and the mitten tore off, landing in my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy, wet. I squeezed it while thinking, and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. Is blood? Did I kill someone? I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of crackling branches invaded silence. Bitch, run! You standing there! I didn't have to think twice. Okay, now he's running. I didn't have to think twice before running away. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine trees, close in the distance with a giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. Get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. There was one more voice, probably one of reason. It gave me strength to spur me on. You can do it. Don't stop. Oh my God. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run! Don't look back! I felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became a vicious like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was this snowy ever sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out of the hole and my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump, and from there I ran to my house. Oh my God, its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hiding under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I imagined to notice the claw marks. Oh my God. As if a dog was striking the wood with his paws, demanding to be let in so it can escape the cold. And I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. My heartbeat in my eyes was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already on our foot yard and Mom had blocked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. Oh my God. Okay. I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. Wait, what? My fingers slipped off the lock, and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of this pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Oh my God, I'm getting so lightheaded from this and the lights. Wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. My mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly do you understand? You understand what I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was something in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening. Melt like snow in the spring, and with it, the last bit of strength I had left. My body, too. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. My mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you too? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was very little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? What? So now they're accusing me of smoking cigarettes? There was something chasing me. I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant as she covered her mouth with her hand. Look over there at the fence! My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again and my pursuers were following me in the field. I can swear that I've heard something scratch at the door just like in my nightmare. My mom beckoned me with her finger and I gathered all my remaining memory to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs! Just a small pack of strays with no name and owner barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they were rabid? Or rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Oya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. What? Oh my god. I mean, if they're rabid and they're crazy, okay, or call animal control. They don't have animal control back then. You just gonna shoot them like that? Like what? That's what y'all do? Y'all get down like that? Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in arrogance, annoyance. I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner just to keep myself from crying. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my parents among a pack of stupid strays. And for what? What use do I have for this mitten? Of course! A darkened, stickly mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Oh my god! There's blood! Mom, look at this! This is Volva's mitten! That boy, the police were asking about the morning. She's gonna be like, what the fuck did you just do? It's drenched in blood! I found it hanging in a tree. I can show where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to. Mom, look! Ew! A shadow of doubt slowly crept into Mom's contorted face. As if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but their images slip away. Oh my god, I'm getting so lightheaded. I need some water. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Stop at this moment! Oya will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time. And you joke around like this? Oh my god. At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from the snow. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy, who cried Wolf. Oh, don't just stay there. Come take your pills. Don't tell me this dude is schizo. A golden-colored pill reminiscent of a dead wasp fell into my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home and you... Dad would have given you a good whooping for that. Oh god, they abusers. Come on, take it or you won't be able to sleep at night. And you have school tomorrow. So I'm to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Volva's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Oya's owl? Am I going mad? What's happening here? Either the pill had an immediate effect or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yarny indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom, I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with her suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything all right? You had the exact same expression when the police asked you about the window. All right, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Oya was done watching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror like I was trying to solve one of these spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar and Ligo's voices died down. I walked past Oya's bedroom and slipped into my own. I have a feeling, I have a theory, and I could be wrong because, you know, apparently this is based on a Russian short story, so maybe a lot of Russians would know this, but don't tell me in the comments, alright? Do not tell me a word. But anyways, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm getting the impression that this boy is... something's going on with his parents. They feel like they're gonna divorce. I feel like it probably has something to do with financial issues or maybe just divorce. Oh my god. Y'all see that? What the fuck? I did not notice that. I'm here talking about what's going on and I see some feet right there by the window. Oh my god. Is that my sister? Nah, don't play. The forest didn't look as grim during the day. Entangled trees branches into the distance and a snowy field between our house and the forest light brought sleepiness into my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking in the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. It's still there. Why can't I? How strange. I remember moving this curtain. Someone's feet is here. This isn't mine. Why can't I? It won't allow me to do it. Maybe I'll do it after I check these. I dreamed of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly, a magazine, was the coolest, especially liked by Big Space related edition with alien monsters and that funny episode about a gendarme. Okay, gendarme. Oh, sorry. Continue. Let me go back. Figure this. Oh my god. Hold on. It's gonna pop up here. Fly, the first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comics magazine, extremely popular during crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was the refusal to use material from its foreign counterparts. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday they'll even publish my comic. I am slurring my words. Anyways. This fucking kid in the back. I think the boy is schizo. Or something's going on with him. Their parents are stressed out. It's probably gonna cause a divorce, right? Maybe the divorce is his fault. He's Delulu. He's seeing things out the window. He's seeing things. And maybe the spiritual beings is a reflection of what's going on in the house, the turmoils that are happening. And it needs to be fixed. But he's clearly Delulu. I think he probably also killed the boy too. Because why was the police officer looking at me like that as if I was guilty? I probably killed some. I'm sure that it was some bully in my class. I had enough of them. I took them in a forest and killed them. And the police came and was like, have you seen them? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then I'm hallucinating things because I am in denial that I did anything. And I need my fucking meds. Because if I don't, I'm gonna end up killing someone. That's what it looks like. And the father is never around. He's emotionally absent because he's full of shit and don't know how to communicate right. This whole family is fucked up. And the next thing I'm gonna probably do is Bert. Let me not say it on YouTube before they think I'm really doing it. He's gonna off his sister and then wonder who did it, and it's gonna be him the whole time, because ain't no way he's this delulu. My Triceratops figures. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs. Oh my god, I can't say all this. Velociraptors, Afrovenators, Hypsilophodonts. I remember going through the movies to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city, and taking pictures with the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I loved this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up into the intro among the sounds of blasting fire, you know you're ready. 20 minutes would surely be amazing. Zentradi space station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. Okay, what else do we gotta discover? We did this. Is there any more? Okay, we got this book here. Monsters, ghosts, UFOs. Yeah, he's schizo. He's looking at monsters and stuff. He's tripping. The Encyclopedia of Paranormal Phenomenon from Rosen Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa, Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Oya is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster and alien sections with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I even remember hunting ghosts after I read the book. I measured the distance between the items on my table every evening and checked if they moved due to some supernatural force come the morning. They didn't, but to be honest, what was I expecting? To be Casper the Ghost? Okay, last one. We gotta open this, right? What if the drawers was empty? I had the policeman's phone number along with the mitten there. The simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. Okay. I sat on the bed. This thing is gonna move. I know it. Look at this! That has to be my sister. And then I noticed there was something behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medical I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of snails. The corners of the room bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsills of the curtain. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of burial sheets. Is that my grandmother? This freaking sound. Oh my god. Oya? Who else would be standing there? I snuck up and lifted my dried lips. Oh god. Yeah, Oya. It's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. No, don't make me do this. Ba-dum beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. My heart just feels... Oh my god. They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains. Oh! Fucking kid. You fucking play too much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I've not over-exaggerated. I swear. That shit really scared me. Gotcha! I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Oya's head with the settling sun as a background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day, and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a light, woven child. I saw everything! Oh, really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little. Before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, just... Oya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, You stole something and hid it there. Are you a thief? Yes. What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from the tree branch. Oh God. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure, standing behind the black trees. Oya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone, then I'll show you. Oya wore a plotting smile. I swear on my mama's heart. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now your mother's dead. You just cursed her by saying that. The oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers we've watched. What's pioneers? Don't say things like that. That's what I just said to her. Let me see. Pioneer movement, an umbrella term for communist children organizations existing around the world, somewhat reminiscent of the Scout movement. Okay. Alright. Oya nodded and made a smile gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Oya leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this what's mint? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A secret boy lost it and got lost himself. Now do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right? He must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going to the house showing his photos to everybody. Oya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to the houses and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. Yeah, I don't know about that. They already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny? Where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later? For me. I changed the topic, as if trying to get Oya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself. A lot of stuff like in the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds cool, right? I don't think they're gonna give him shit. Oya wasn't listening to me. She was pierced in the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl will be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest, I think. It's... How should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like a fairy tale? No. More like that spooky tape our parents hid from us. Oya shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Oh, she said that. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just... I was hurrying back home so Mom won't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom won't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the water. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what? I would wish for my own birthday, my next birthday. I wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. No! This girl is cursing people. What is wrong with her? Yeah, and if you make them as small as bugs, we can place them into a little box. Olga giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tosha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on! It's so boring alone and Mom's always busy. We could pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tastes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Because Peter Pan's shit. He never wants to get older. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happened after that? Let's go. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow, okay? Like, you fucking driving me crazy. Like, I understand I'm your only brother, but, like, girl, chill. Like, you got me watching this 1,000 times. Get in your room. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know, let's play hide and seek. No, Oya. Then draw me a dino. Fuck off. Oya, please. Draw it. Leave me alone already. I blurted out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken back. I never screamed at my little sister like that. Oya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seethed with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Oya from crying. All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo, you fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full triceratops later. I can hear, brah! Hooray! Triceratops. Okay. Well, close enough. Olga rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tape. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. All right, just be careful not to spill the milk. She gonna spill it, watch. Or you'll be yelled at again, and they'll beat you, because our parents are abusers. Want to bet I won't spill it? No. The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Olga disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. Oh my god, this game is so long. I kind of want to start right here because I'm getting lightheaded and hungry. But I don't know. I feel like something might happen. Oh god. It's a good game though. It's a lot. It's a lot of reading. A lot of concentrations. I'm not used to narrative games like this, but you know, I'm getting a little lightheaded. Let me just see what happens here. Oh my god. Okay. Oya's countless toys. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Oya doesn't sleep without it. And she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. Oh, it makes a noise. What the heck? A piggy bank. A piggy bank. Oya's saving money for a red puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. That's good, teaching them at a young age. Oh my god, this goddamn window. The scary window where Oya sees that accursed owl every night, lurking in the dark. Oya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she wouldn't see a pair of hungry eyes outside. Alright, what else? The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner, and that was left clicking in the button of the front panel. I didn't even discover everything else. A tube warmed up, a familiar white note started dancing on a black screen. Don't do it. Oh my god, my stuff is jittering. It's jittering. I almost reached out to turn the VCR when the noise calmed down and blurry image appeared for a moment. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembled human speech was coming out of the speaker. Oh my god. Just a few moments after the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch something some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oya asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Okay. Oh my god. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. Okay. I found the tape I needed thanks to its shabby spine. Was that Predator in there? I got the black rectangle from its box. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. The rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. It would just whirled in my head, me and Oya flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister's laughing, but her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us apart, bearing the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness splurred among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us in Oya. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister bought me the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. Y'all be drinking condensed milk like that? What the fuck? I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Oya was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I can barely do the impression. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Yeah, right. I have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat and a parrot. Olga smeared a slice of bread with a thicker layer of condensed milk and handed it to... Ew! You guys... I understand first toast, but that... No. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Oh, she's talking to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. Olga frowned in deep thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they don't let you go to his land? What the fuck? I just noticed the background. Oh, okay. Well, okay. That looked weird right there. What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth? We'll think of something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in a passport. And why would Dad forge documents? Olga took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. He did it before. He did it before? You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Oya got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. Okay. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagine myself there in a land where one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. I can't do it. I'm too tired. Wait, Tosha, shut the curtains fast. Why is she calling him Tosha? Does that mean, like, I wonder what... I'm so confused. I thought his name was Anton. Why? No one's watching you. It's dark. And when it's dark, the owls come. I'm scared. Oh shit, I thought that was the eye of the rabbit. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside towards the tree tops, towards the tiger forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from the shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tosha, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And Dad too thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. Do you believe me, right? No, because I'm schizo. That night, that it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Olga's hand and looked her in her eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did it really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look at the window. Or don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Doesn't matter. Like, act like it doesn't exist. It never existed. Like, it's made up. Just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, this is a lot. Let's just see what happens here, then I gotta cut it. I'm so drained by this. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was heading to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Oya's eyelids had dropped. She started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Oya's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom peeled into my room. What does she want? Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed, you should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Okay. Adults think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wanders the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come after all. The day I fear the most, the day of a new school term. Okay, episode 2, time to play with you. Why is there blood on here? Okay, I think we're gonna stop here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, we gonna stop here because there's so much going on. Oh my god, I gotta stress too. I'm so freaking hungry. I'm tired at the same time. This game wore me out. You know, I didn't even know there was a save button because apparently I didn't save anything. So, oh my god. I have to probably start all over again. What the fuck is this game? Oh my god. Well, anyways, that was Tiny Buddy. I like it. It's interesting. I love the artistic style of it. I love the visuals. A bit long, like a lot of narration. I wish that there could have been some voiceover for the narration so I don't have to keep reading it and getting exhausted. Would I play this again? Maybe. I like it. It's just a lot. You know, it's a lot of paying attention to, a lot of reading. Less about interaction, more about the story. After all, it is based on a short story or a novel of some sort, right? But there were some parts that scared me because I wasn't having that, right? I didn't think I would have jump scares like that. Like, that was freaking insane. I'm like, okay, when is something gonna happen? And it's just that constant build-up, and then it's like, boom, it's right in your face. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, I hate this. But I love it. Again, will I play it again? Maybe. But since I didn't save anything, I gotta start all over. Like, what type of shit is this? But anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, or follow to any of my social media accounts. You can also check out my snack channel. Links will be down in the description box below. And you can send me tips and gifts. Links will be down in the description box below. And I will see you guys next time with a new video. Bye!